Alright, so we have a little bit of Pokemon news to talk about today. The International Challenge for May has been announced. And what that means is more Mega Stones will soon be available. We also do not have any information at this time as to when we are receiving our gift for participating in the International Challenge for April, or if there will be any new Mega Stones with that as well. And there's also the Harvest Pokebeans Global Mission update. And look at that! We are almost at 40 million. And this is May 2nd, and the event ends on May 9th. So I had this pulled up right here just to kind of keep you guys in the loop. So Harvest Pokebeans Global Mission is from April 25th through May 9th, and then you can also receive all kinds of fun little prizes. So all you have to do, if you have not entered right now, please enter. You just get free stuff for free because we have smashed the goal. We've even smashed the double goal. It's super easy, free, and done right now. So if you enter and you have a Pokemon Global Link account, 4,000 festival coins. If you do not have one, then that means you get 2,000 festival coins, and if you are a member, then you get a level ball and 5 rare candies just for harvesting 30 Pokebeans. So you go into Festival Plaza, you talk to the lady, you back out, you go into the Pokepelago, you collect 30 beans, which is just pretty much 1 or 2 cycles, and then you just talk to her again, or you make sure there's a game sync at some time. So even if you just go on the battle spot or have any online interaction, that's going to save your 30, and then you're going to be able to get 5 rare candies for free, as well as some other good stuff from the festival coins. So that's really kind of it right there. But looking at the rest of the news, nothing new has come up. So what about the International Challenge for May? So this is going to be another challenge with VGC rules, and it will be for May. So here's all of the registration details, which I will probably make a video about at some point, just to remind you guys when the registration begins. But it's also going to be pretty late in the month, that the International Challenge for April was kind of in the middle to late part of it. But with this, registration begins May 17th. So you got like 3 weeks until you have to worry about registration. After that, it's going to be May 26th through May 28th, and then you have to just participate in 3 battles. And what do you receive for participating in 3 battles? Mega Tyranitar, finally available. We also have the Mega Abomasnow and Mega Manectric. These are actually pretty big, because Mega Manectric just provides more speed with the electric terrain of a Tapu Koko while being faster than the Tapu Koko. So that could be very powerful in doubles outside the VGC format where Megas and non-Alolan Pokemon are forbidden. And I'm wondering how it's going to go, because with the last ones we've had to wait until the new rated battle season. So it might just be free battle spot, but I can see Mega Manectric being even more devastating. Just high amounts of speed and more damage than Tapu Koko. That's something pretty scary to think about. Then we also have the Abomasnow. So people have been wanting to see their Mega Abomasnow come back. But there's a few people that are really dedicated to using this Pokemon, and it just works. You know, you bring the Hail, and then you get Trick Room, and then you have a lot of power behind it. Unfortunately, I feel that Alolan Ninetales kind of reduces the impact that Abomasnow has as being like a Snow Warning Pokemon, because it used to be pretty much the best option. Since we look at Snow Warning or the Auroras, it somehow found less play than the Abomasnow, but you could like Trick Room, Blizzard, and get a lot of good stuff. So that could just bring some strategies, and at least you have Grass Ice coverage, which isn't too bad. But then it's going to be Mega Tyranitar. This is one of the big boys. This is a Pokemon that brings the Sandstream, so it combos, also gains absurd amounts of stats, damage, and tankiness, and it is a Mega Pseudo-Legendary, so 700 on the base stat total, and all kinds of ridiculousness that comes with that. But I think a lot of people are going to be looking forward to seeing how it plays. I'm really trying to figure out, like, Mega Tyranitar might help the online battle spot a bit, because you just have a Mega Sandstream Pokemon, so that could reduce the play of Charizard quite a bit. Also, just a Rock-type Pokemon is pretty nice to have as well. Its absurd amount of special defense under the Sandstorm could also maybe stop out some of the other strategies, but at the same time, Tapu Lele is just going to be faster and have a ridiculous Moonblast, but it could probably survive. So I'm going to run damage calculations near the end of the video, and that's kind of all that's going on. You know, once you register, you just do 3 battles to earn a place, and then you receive those, and then a month later, or whenever, probably in July at that rate. So I'm guessing that we're going to get some free Mega Stones here in the next week or 2. Then there's going to be some for June, there's going to be some for July, and then a couple of extra Pokemon get sprinkled in. And then there shouldn't be too many left. I'm still waiting for the Mega Lopunny. That Lopunite will be a nice thing to see. But until then, that's what we're dealing with. And also, I forgot to talk about Manectric, that it gets the speed boost on the Mega Evolution turn now. So it might actually be a lot more usable, not even with the Tapu Koko, just in general, because Flamethrower and Electric could be pretty nice on a high damage, high speed Pokemon like that. In other Pokemon news though, we don't really have much of anything when it comes to other Pokemon news. So I brought up Cerebi, just kind of like look at some of the information going on. Pikachu with the Hoenn cap is now available. Now, this does not concern anyone outside of Japan, but it is something to keep a lookout for because with this now becoming available, probably going to be a ton of hacked giveaways. Stay careful out there. Any Ash Cat Pikachu that you receive on the Wonder Trade or via the GTS is 100% automatically hacked, and any other ones you receive through distribution, especially mass distribution, also going to be illegal. As for some other Pokemon giveaway information, I did not hear about any of this, but apparently to coincide with the release of Guardians Rising TCG set, there's been a long rumored Lycanroc event, and we do have an announcement for most of Europe. However, we do not have anything else. We'll provide full details as they come for international distributions. Then you can visit the event database for more information and details. But right now, for UK, Italy, we have the information, and it's going to be Stone Edge, Fire Fang, Sucker Punch, and Swords Dance. No guard with the Life Orb on the Lycanroc. So just Lycanroc event, grab a Lycanroc, it'll be pretty solid. And then there'll be location and event updates when that comes. But then after that, yeah, the International Challenge for May has been announced. We have Pokemon Shuffle has actually been gaining a lot of momentum as well. It had the release for Sun and Moon Pokemon, I want to say recently, but I think it was a little later than recently. I haven't been keeping up with it, but if you have, or if you've been interested in just kind of, you know, turning on Pokemon Shuffle, since it is for mobile now, it's probably generating a decent amount of revenue for the Pokemon Company or anything like that. So it's kind of still fun and entertaining, and if you've been into it, you can definitely go and check that out. Other than that, Pokemon Duel had a new update. Again, I'm not really interested. So it's a lot of the spin-off games and a lot of just the random little Pokemon events or kind of announcements that are happening, but we don't have any major Pokemon news at this time besides the Megastones becoming available, and then we'll see the rest as it comes. Also, people did want me to give my thoughts on the new 2DS XL, and honestly, I don't really have much to say about it. Like, one of the biggest reasons why I haven't upgraded to a 3DS XL or why I can't use it is because of my capture card. So I cannot care about any of the new DS lines that are being announced because I'm just going to use my old school launch day original 3DS until it finally dies, which I hope is not anytime soon because that's the only way I can use a capture card. So all of my data, all of my games are usually going to be used with that. And then when it comes to the Nintendo 2DS XL, I mean, I guess it works, just a slightly cheaper option. And a lot of people have already been covering it that, you know, the 3DS was a great novelty back in the day. Like, I had 3D turned on all the time. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But now we're in a much newer digital age. Like, that was back in a time where 3D movies weren't super common, and whenever you did it, it was like, yo, 3D movies are the coolest thing ever. Or having access to any form of 3D without the red and blue kind of glasses back then was something else. And I thought that it was really nice that we could have some kind of mock 3D for the 3DS back then. But even as, like, the 3DS has gotten better 3D on the 3DS XL and something like that, like, has better eye tracking, and it has a wider range, it's still not as cool as some of the other technology out there. Like, we're going into virtual reality, and then the 3DS is just having its little stereoscopic 3D feature that's kind of cool, but eventually wears off. Like, I haven't turned on 3D even before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and Pokemon Sun and Moon doesn't even have any 3D, so the 2DS kind of works for that. And I understand that with the launch of Pokemon X and Y, that's when the 2DS came out originally, and I feel that the only reason 2DS sucked is because of its design. It had a garbage, well, it has a garbage design. So the 2DS, it's what it needed to be, you know? It just needed to be a 3DS that's cheaper, but without 3D, because some people just don't use it, or some people physically cannot use it. The new 3DSs do feel very nice. I wish I could have one, but the capture card availability is just not there for them. I've always really liked the XL kind of style for the 3DSs, that just could have a nice, solid gaming console, and it's a lot smoother that, you know, it still hurts my hands from time to time whenever I'm playing the 3DS for a little bit of time, because it's just a brick with more sharp corners than it needs to have, so it's a bit uncomfortable, but I just see the 2DS. Maybe a little late, maybe should have had that ready for the launch of Pokemon Sun and Moon, just kind of like how you had the 2DS with X and Y, but what it shows is that the Nintendo DS is getting support. Like, I'm not even calling it like 3DS specifically, but just Nintendo handhelds, 3DS getting support even with Switch coming out. I don't know what it's going to do for sales, if it's really worth it. I feel that 150 is still a little high, even for a new deal. Like, 150 for that, you might as well just keep saving and get a Nintendo Switch, especially since everyone now should have a 3DS. You can get a used 3DS very cheap, you can get a used 2DS very cheap, but I do like that they stepped up on design. Design's nice, and that's kind of why I have to say it. I have to say a lot about it, but it's mostly just because after the Switch, I'm really loving the Switch right now, and then just kind of looking at the almost ancient technology that I'm stuck with on the 3DS because of my capture card. It's like, yeah, I understand it. I'd probably get a used one, or I would just, I don't know. 150, it's hard to justify the 150 price tag, but I would definitely have an upgraded 3DS at some time if I wasn't stuck with this old beast right here. But see, guys, that's it. Like, we have no other news to talk about. We have events and distributions coming around, but mostly for Japan. Still no word of other shiny Tapus, shiny Ultra Beasts, or anything like that. So that's pretty much where I'm going to end it. If you came for all this extra news, cool. If you just wanted to get the Mega Stone information, peace out, that's fine too. I just need something to talk about, guys. We got nothing to talk about. Pokemon needs to have something happen here pretty soon. But I did talk about in one of my videos, we should be getting a new Pokemon game announcement this week, like, is a possibility, or at least this month, and that's kind of all I have to say about it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.